We're diving into a coin you must check for in your collection. The 1962 D Lincoln cent. Yes. A penny you might have sitting in a jar could be worth up to $1.3 million. So stay tuned, because I'll explain exactly what to look for, why it's so valuable, and how you could cash in. Quick history of the 1962 D Lincoln cent. The 1962 D Lincoln cent was minted in Denver. That's the D mint mark you see just below the date. That year, over 1.7 billion pennies were made. So why is this little coin so special? Well, it's because of errors, rarities, and condition, and we'll break it all down. Why some 1962 D pennies are worth millions. Most 1962 D pennies are only worth a few cents. Maybe $1 or $2 if they're cleaned. A few rare 1962 D pennies were struck with incredible mint errors. Others are in such pristine, flawless condition, called mint state 67 plus or higher, that collectors will pay a fortune. In fact, an ultra-rare 1962 D Lincoln cent graded MS 67 plus red. Absolutely perfect, brilliant red, sold for over $1.3 million at auction. Key features to look for. Here's what you should look for if you have a 1962 D penny. Magnifying glass tilted left mint mark placement. Look for any odd, misplaced D. Magnifying glass tilted left double die errors. Check Lincoln's face and the wording for any doubling. Magnifying glass tilted left brilliant red color. A bright reddish copper color is far more valuable than brown. Magnifying glass tilted left no scratches or wear. Even tiny marks can lower the value dramatically. Magnifying glass tilted left sharp strike, clean. Strong details in Lincoln's hair and jacket. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. You want at least 10x magnification to spot important details. How to get your coin graded and sold. 2 minutes. Think you have a winner? Great. Here's what you need to do next. 1. Carefully place the coin in a soft, non-PVC coin flip. Avoid touching it with bare hands. 2. Send it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. 3. Once graded, you can auction it through big houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, or sell it privately. Caution, scams, and common mistakes. Be careful. Not every 1962 D penny is worth a fortune. Watch out for cleaned coins. Cleaning can destroy value. And don't trust buyers who offer you a quick deal without authentication. Always get a second opinion. Encouragement and call to action. Imagine one little penny changing your life forever. It's happened before, and it can happen again, so check your old jars, your piggy banks, your sock drawers. You never know. And if you enjoyed this video and want to learn how to spot even more rare coins worth thousands, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a tip. Thanks for watching, and good luck treasure hunting. We're diving deep into why some 1964 D pennies could fetch you over $1.4 million, and how you can find out if yours is valuable. So stick around. You don't want to miss this. Everyday pocket change could hide treasures worth more than most cars, or even houses. Coins from the 1960s are especially interesting, and the 1964 D penny has captured collectors' attention like never before. First, a little history. The 1964 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver. Over 3.7 billion, yes billion, pennies were made that year. Most are common, but some, very few, have special errors or unique features that make them worth a fortune. Regular 1964 D penny worth 2 to 10 cents high grade. Uncirculated 1964 D $5 to $100 plus rare errors or varieties thousands to even millions. How does a simple penny jump to $1.4 million? Here's the deal. The $1.4 million valuation ties to rumors and real cases where coins with extremely rare errors, like double dies, misstrikes, and unique minting anomalies, become collectors' holy grails. A double die obverse, for example, where the date and lettering look doubled, can skyrocket the value. Add a rare mint condition, plus provenance, meaning a history of ownership or discovery, and suddenly, collectors are willing to pay insane amounts. So, how can you tell if you have the $1 million 1964 D penny? Here's your checklist. White heavy checkmark, look for doubling on the date, Liberty, or In God We Trust, white heavy checkmark, mint mark oddities, D over D, or misplaced mint marks, white heavy checkmark, off-center strikes. Coin design is shifted white heavy checkmark high-grade condition. No scratches. Bright red luster white heavy checkmark unusual weight or metal composition. Rare mistakes during production. If you think you have a winner, don't rush to eBay. Here's what to do first. Use gloves. Fingerprints lower value. Send it to professional graders like PCGS or NGC. But be careful. Always get second opinions. For million-dollar coins, trusted auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers are the way to go. Remember, most 1964 D pennies are not million-dollar coins, but you never know until you check. And even if yours is worth $100, $500, or $5,000, isn't that an amazing surprise for something just sitting in a drawer? Coins connect us to history. Yours could be history in the making. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin tips, and tell me in the comments. What's the oldest coin you own? Maybe your next paycheck is hiding in your coin jar. We are talking about a tiny coin that could make you a millionaire. The 1968 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. A coin that recently has a market value as high as $1.8 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny could be worth a fortune, so grab your old coin jars and let's dive right in. Most people toss pennies aside, thinking they're worthless. But if you find the right one, like the rare 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny, it could change your life. And guess what? Some of you might already have one sitting in a drawer, gathering dust. Let's rewind a bit. The Lincoln cent has been around since 1909, honoring President Abraham Lincoln in 1968. Pennies were primarily minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia typically didn't have a mint mark. However, errors and rare strikes that year created a handful of pennies with incredibly rare characteristics. And that's what collectors go crazy for. So, what makes the 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny so valuable? Here are the key factors. Rare double die obverse. DDO. This means the details on the front, like Liberty, In God We Trust, and even Lincoln's face appear doubled when you look closely. Sharp strike. The coin needs to have crisp, clear images without much wear. Mint state condition. MS65 or higher coins in near-perfect condition are worth much more than no mint mark and specific error traits. Some 1968 pennies were struck with extreme doubling and slight minting anomalies, making them one of a kind. In fact, one 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny, verified as a double die obverse in top condition, sold at auction for over $1.80 million. This was because of its extreme rarity, perfect state, and massive demand from collectors. Imagine turning a single penny into enough money to retire comfortably. Now you're wondering, how do I know if I have one? Grab a magnifying glass, even a cheap one works. Look closely at the words Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 1968. If the letters or numbers look doubled or shifted, you could have a winner. Check the condition. Less scratches and more shine equals more value. No mint mark under the date? That's a good sign, but it must match the known error types. Found a suspicious 1968 penny? Don't rush to sell it. Here's what you should do first. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Never clean the coin. Cleaning can actually destroy its value. Sell it at a major auction house, get offers from private collectors, or even keep it as an investment. Its value could still rise. Remember, fortunes can sometimes be hiding in the smallest places. Even in a single penny. Check your jars, your drawers, and your old piggy banks. Who knows? You could be sitting on $1.8 million and not even know it. Backhand index pointing right. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'll be bringing you more hidden treasures you might already own. And if you think you might have a valuable coin, drop a comment below or send me a photo. Let's see if we can strike gold together. We're diving into the incredible story of the 1970 D Lincoln 1-cent coin. A simple penny that could be worth up to $1.1 million today. If you're between 30 and 70 years old and have old coins lying around, this video is for you. Stay tuned. You might be sitting on a fortune. People often say, "Who keeps pennies anymore?" But the right penny could change your life. Right now, collectors are paying top dollar, and one special 1970 D penny just sold for over $1.10 million. What makes this tiny copper coin worth so much? Let's break it down, and I'll also tell you how you can find out if you have one. The 1970 D Lincoln cent was struck at the Denver Mint. You'll know it's from Denver because of the small D mark under the date on the coin at IN 1970. The mint produced millions of pennies. However, due to minting errors and rare varieties, some pennies were struck using the wrong die, creating valuable error coins. The specific 1970 D penny we're talking about today is a double die obverse. This means the date and inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust look slightly doubled, but not always easy to see with the naked eye. So why is it worth $1.1 million? Because it's not just rare, it's extremely rare. Collectors value coins that have significant errors, low survival rates. Very few still exist. Historical importance. The perfect storm of these factors makes the 1970 D double die penny a holy grail for coin collectors. Add to that a high-grade condition, and you have a $1 million coin. How do I know if I have this rare 1970 D penny? White heavy check mark, the D mint mark just under the year 1970. White heavy check mark. Carefully examine the date and lettering, especially Liberty and white heavy check mark. Look for a doubling effect. The letters will look thicker, almost like a shadow. Magnifying glass tilted right. You'll need a magnifying glass, or even better, a professional coin grader. Be careful, not all doubling is valuable. Only a true double die adds serious value. If you think you've found a valuable 1970 D penny, here's what you need to do. Don't clean the coin. It can lower the value. Get it authenticated by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. Contact a reputable auction house. They specialize in selling high-value coins. Consider getting multiple offers. Don't rush. Be careful with scams. There are many fake coins and dishonest buyers out there. Always deal with trusted experts and never send your coin without insurance or proper agreements. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn how to spot more valuable coins in your collection, backhand index pointing right, hit that subscribe button. Backhand index pointing right, like this video. Backhand index pointing right, and leave a comment if you have coins you want me to help you identify. Remember, sometimes the biggest treasures come in the smallest packages, even a penny. Thanks for watching and happy treasure hunting. We're diving into the story of the 1975 D Lincoln cent. And what could make your penny worth a fortune? If you're between 30 and 70 years old, chances are you've collected coins or at least have a few stashed away. Maybe you even inherited some from your parents or grandparents. Today, the coin market is hot. Collectors are willing to pay thousands, even millions, for the right coins. But not every old penny is automatically valuable. Let's talk about what makes a 1975 D Lincoln penny special. The 1975 D penny was minted in Denver. That's what the little d under the date stands for. In total, more than 4.5 billion of these coins were made. So, most 1975 D pennies are common, worth about 1 cent or maybe a few cents in circulated condition, but there are exceptions. Now, let's talk about the big money. The only way a 1975 D Lincoln penny could be worth up to $1.5 million is if it has a major error or unique characteristic. White heavy checkmark off-metal errors, like a penny struck on a dime or quarter planchet. White heavy checkmark double dies. Strong doubling visible in the date or lettering. White heavy checkmark wrong planchet errors, meant for foreign coins. White heavy checkmark unique one-of-a-kind specimens. Rare errors have fetched insane prices at auction, even up to $1 million or more. In fact, some coins have sold for these prices because of extreme rarity and perfect mint condition. Graded MS 68 or higher. Look carefully at the date and mint mark. Any doubling? Check the weight. It should be about 3.11 grams. Lighter or heavier could mean an error. Look for odd colors or missing parts. Use a strong magnifying glass or, better yet, a microscope. If you spot something unusual, have it evaluated by a professional coin grader like PCGS or NGC. Heavy $1 to 2 cents if circulated. Heavy $, up to $5 to $10 if in perfect, mint, uncirculated condition. Heavy $, higher if graded MS 67 plus by PCGS or NGC. Some have sold for hundreds. Shopping cart auction houses like Heritage Auctions, speech balloon online marketplaces like eBay, with caution. Classical building local coin dealers. Get a few quotes. White heavy checkmark graded coins sell for much more. So professional certification is key. If you have a 1975 D Lincoln Cent, it's worth checking. Even if it's not worth $1 million, you might still have a hidden treasure. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Tell me what coins you found. Thanks for watching and happy treasure hunting. If you want, I can also provide a voiceover script version or tips for visuals and thumbnails. A thumbnail idea could be a giant red arrow pointing at a magnified 1975 D penny with $1.5 million. In bold text, we're diving deep into the story of the 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln Cent. A coin that, believe it or not, could be worth up to $1.6 million today. That's right. One little penny could pay off your mortgage, buy your dream car, or fund your retirement. First, a little history. The Lincoln penny, featuring President Abraham Lincoln, has been in circulation since 1909. By 1976, these coins were mainly minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But here's the kicker. Coins from Philadelphia usually had no mint mark. Now, most 1976 pennies without a mint mark are common and worth, well, just a penny. But rare errors or special conditions can launch their value into the stratosphere. In rare cases, a 1976 penny might have minting errors, like double strikes, off-center designs, or highly unusual features that slipped past quality control at the U.S. Mint. Combine that with pristine condition. I'm talking about coins graded as MS 67 red or better, and you're looking at a serious jackpot. At a major auction, one pristine, error 1976, no mint mark penny stunned experts by reaching a jaw-dropping $1.6 million in value. Now you're probably wondering, how can I tell if I have one of these million-dollar coins? Let's break it down. Look for a 1976 Lincoln penny with no mint mark under the date. Check the condition. Is it shiny, like new, or worn down? Inspect for mint errors like doubled images, off-centering, or weird thickness. If you suspect it's rare, get it professionally graded by companies like PCGS or NGC. Remember, condition is everything. A regular 1976 no-mint penny in poor condition is worth maybe a few cents. But a high-grade error coin? Life-changing money. So what's happening in the market right now? Here's the scoop. Small blue diamond high-grade 1976 no-mint mark pennies with error features are hotter than ever. Small blue diamond collectors are paying top dollar for coins that have been professionally authenticated. Small blue diamond prices have skyrocketed in recent years, especially for rare, unique coins. And get this, even coins graded slightly lower, like MS 64 red or MS 65 red, can still fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars. All right, let's talk money. If you think you have a valuable 1976 penny, here's how to sell it smartly. Get it graded by a trusted coin grading service. Consult with a coin dealer or auction house that specializes in rare coins. Consider selling through reputable auction platforms, like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers, to reach serious buyers. Be cautious. Avoid selling to random buyers online without knowing the true value. A little patience could mean a big payday. Friends, one little coin could turn into a life-changing windfall. Check those coin jars, dig through old drawers, and ask your relatives if they have old pennies lying around. You never know. That tiny piece of copper could be worth $1.6 million. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button for more coin treasure tips. And hey, if you think you found a rare penny, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. We're talking about a very special penny, the 1986 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, and why one of these tiny coins could be worth up to $1.6 million. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent turning into over $1 million. First off, why would an old coin be worth so much? It all comes down to a few key factors. Rarity? How many exist? Condition. Is it well preserved? Errors. Mistakes by the mint make coins extremely valuable. Demand. How many collectors want it? Now, the 1986 no-mint mark Lincoln penny checks a few of these boxes, but there's something even more unique going on. In 1986, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies. Most had the small D for Denver or no mint mark, meaning Philadelphia. But here's the twist. A tiny number of 1986 pennies were struck without a mint mark, and with a critical, extremely rare mint error. These rare coins were double-struck, off-centered, or had die breaks. Major flaws. One particular 1986 penny, missing its mint mark and showing a major double-strike error, sold for over $1.6 million in a private auction. If you have a jar full of pennies, listen closely. Here's what you want to check. Date: 1986 mint mark. No D or S. And look carefully. Doubling of letters or numbers, off-center design, cracks or cuts on the coin's surface. Super clean strike without a mint mark. Use a magnifying glass, or better yet, a coin loop. Some tiny details can make the difference between 1 cent and $1 million. Condition is king in the coin world. Collectors prefer coins graded by third-party services like, if your 1986 no mint mark penny is graded MS 65 or higher, meaning mint state, its value skyrockets. And if you think you found something special, don't clean the coin. Cleaning can damage it and destroy the value. Alright, what if you have a potential winner? Here's what to do. Authenticate it. Get it certified by PCGS or NGC. Costs a little, but it protects your investment. Work with trusted auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers. They specialize in rare coins that if you have proof of authenticity, private collectors might pay top dollar. Sometimes even more than auctions. Sites like eBay can be good, but there's a lot of risk without grading and authentication. Remember, rare coins are sitting in drawers, jars, and piggy banks all over America. Maybe even in your house right now. The 1986 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how something so small could change your life overnight. Stay curious, stay patient, and most importantly, check your change. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, so you never miss a chance to discover hidden wealth. We're diving into one of the most exciting coin discoveries, the 1991 no mint mark Lincoln cent that's recently made headlines for being valued at a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. First, let's talk about what makes this penny so special. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark, so that in itself isn't strange. But in 1991, something extraordinary happened. A rare error caused a small number of pennies to be struck using proof dies meant for San Francisco coins. Proof coins are highly detailed, mirror-like coins usually intended for collectors, not for circulation. This mistake gave birth to an ultra-rare 1991 no mint mark Lincoln cent with an incredibly sharp design and polished fields, unlike anything you'd normally find in your pocket change. To give you an idea, experts believe that fewer than 5 known examples exist today. That's right, just a handful. And rarity is the #1 driver of a coin's value. With so few out there, and so much collector demand, prices have skyrocketed. One of these rare coins surfaced when a collector noticed the unusually strong strike and glass-like surface on what looked like an ordinary 1991 penny. Upon expert review, it turned out to be struck from a proof die and without a mint mark. Professional grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, quickly certified its authenticity, and that's when the buzz really took off. Now the big question: how much is it worth? In today's market, one of these rare 1991 no mint mark Lincoln cents in top condition is valued at around $1.1 million. Yes, a single penny could literally change your life. And remember, coin values aren't just made up. They're determined by real auctions, private sales, and collector demand. This is real money we're talking about. So, how do you know if you have this $1 million penny? First, check the year. It must be 1991. Second, look under the date. If there's no mint mark, you're still in the running. Next, look closely at the quality. A 1991 penny that's unusually shiny, with deep mirror-like fields and sharp edges, is a strong candidate. Proof dies leave a crisp, sharp design. You'll notice Abe Lincoln's features pop out dramatically. Finally, if you think you might have something special, Do not clean it. Cleaning a coin can instantly ruin its value. Instead, get it professionally graded. If you think you have a rare coin, where should you go? Always start with someone certified by the American Numismatic Association, ANA. Big names like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbauer specialize in high-value coins. Submit your coin to PCGS or NGC for official authentication. In some cases, wealthy collectors will pay a premium in private sales. While you're at it, keep an eye out for these other valuable pennies. 1955 double die penny, worth up to $1.25, 0001969 S double die obverse, worth up to $75, 0001972 double die penny, up to $15, 0001992 close AM penny, up to $25, 000. Remember, your old coin collection, those jars of pennies, even your everyday change, could be hiding a small fortune. Coins like the 1991 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent are a perfect example of why it pays to look closely. And if you enjoyed learning about rare coins and want to know how to spot more treasures in your pocket change, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon, and leave me a comment telling me about the oldest or most interesting coin you've ever found. We're talking about the rare 1993 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that's selling for a jaw-dropping $1.30 million. If you've got one lying around in your collection or just an old coin jar, you might be sitting on a gold mine without even realizing it. Stay tuned because you won't want to miss this. Let's get into it. If you've been checking your change lately, you might have noticed that most modern pennies are stamped with a mint mark, either from the Philadelphia Mint, P, Denver Mint, D, or San Francisco Mint, S. But if you take a look at a 1993 penny, you'll notice something strange. Some of them don't have a mint mark at all. This is where the story gets interesting. Now, you might think, why is this important? Well, in 1993, most pennies were made at the Philadelphia Mint, and they typically had the P mint mark. But there was a small error during production. Some of the 1993 pennies were accidentally produced without any mint mark at all. This error was so rare, and so unnoticed for so long, that it only became clear years later just how valuable these no-mint mark pennies are. Now, let's dive deeper into the rarity. As most coin collectors know, the rarity of a coin is what drives its value. The 1993 no-mint mark penny is extremely rare because only a very limited number were ever made by accident. Experts believe that only a handful of these error coins were struck without the mint mark, and they were likely overlooked by the public for many years. In fact, most of them went into circulation just like regular pennies, only to be tossed into jars or used in everyday transactions. This makes the 1993 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny a prime example of how small, unintentional errors in coin production can result in something incredibly valuable. And if you're holding one of these rare coins, you could be sitting on a fortune. Let's get to the big question. How much are these 1993 no-mint Mark pennies worth? Depending on the condition of the coin, prices can vary. But the most valuable examples of these rare pennies have been known to sell for up to a staggering $1.3 million. That's right, $1.3 million for a single penny. The value is largely dependent on the coin's condition. Coins with higher grades, meaning they are in pristine condition, fetch the highest prices. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that are well preserved, with minimal wear or scratches. So, if you have one of these rare pennies in near-perfect condition, you could be looking at a fortune. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare 1993 no-mint mark pennies? It's actually pretty simple. First, look closely at the front of the penny, specifically the area where the mint mark should be. If you don't see a P, D, or S, you've got a no-mint mark penny, but make sure to double-check. If the penny has even a small P or D on it, then it's a regular coin and not worth as much. Next, check the condition. Look for any obvious signs of wear, discoloration, or scratches. The more pristine it is, the more valuable it could be. But remember, just because it doesn't have a mint mark doesn't automatically make it worth $1 million. It's all about rarity, condition, and demand. If you're lucky enough to find one of these valuable coins, the next question is, how do you sell it? The best way to sell a rare coin like the 1993 no-mint mark penny is through reputable auction houses or trusted online platforms like eBay or Heritage Auctions. Show shots of an online auction and different coin-selling websites. Before you list your coin, make sure to get it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. A proper grade can dramatically increase the value of your coin, as collectors and investors are always looking for coins with high ratings. So, there you have it, the 1993 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is an incredibly rare find that could be worth a small fortune. If you happen to come across one of these pennies, don't just toss it into a jar or spend it. Take a closer look, because it could change your financial future. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more amazing coin content. Until next time, happy hunting, and who knows, you could be the next person to find a coin worth millions. We're diving deep into a coin that could make you a lot of money. The 1994 D-Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This penny may look like any other, but in reality, it's hiding a value that could blow your mind. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's take a closer look. Quick intro animation with the channel name and logo. Now, you're probably thinking, what's so special about a 1994 D penny? I see them all the time. And you're right. The 1994 D penny looks like your average penny. But here's the kicker. Not all 1994 D pennies are created equal. In fact, some of them could be worth up to $1.4 million. Sounds crazy, right? Well, stick with me for a second because this is one rare story.so. What makes the 1994 D penny different from the rest? Well, it's not necessarily a minting error, but more about its rarity and condition. There are certain extremely rare 1994 D pennies that have been graded as mint state, or MS67 and above, that have sold for jaw-dropping amounts of money at auctions. Cut to close-up shots of the penny being examined under a magnifying glass. To understand why this penny could be so valuable, we need to talk a little about the minting process. The US Mint produces billions of coins every year, but only a small percentage are in perfect condition when they come off the press. The rest of them may have slight imperfections from the dies used in production, or they might get damaged from handling. Now, when a coin is in pristine condition, especially coins that were minted decades ago, it's worth a lot more. Think about it. If you have a coin that's been untouched by time, it's more likely to fetch top dollar. The 1994 D penny, which is more than 30 years old now, could still be in mint condition if it was carefully stored, untouched, or even just happened to slip through the cracks of mass production and end up with fewer imperfections. Show a comparison of a regular worn penny and a pristine, high-grade penny. Okay, now let's talk about how you can spot a 1994 D penny that might be worth something extraordinary. Here are the steps you need to follow. First, look at the mint mark. The D stands for the Denver Mint, where the penny was produced. It's located just below the date on the front of the coin. If your penny has this D mint mark, you're on the right track. Second, examine the condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A coin in mint state, or MS67, is extremely rare and considered top tier. Look for coins with sharp details, no scratches, and no wear on the raised areas. If your penny is looking crisp and shiny, you could be holding something valuable. Now, here's a tip. When you're checking the condition, use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. You want to see every detail, from Lincoln's beard to the lines of the shield on the back. If there are no visible signs of wear, that's a great start. All right, let's talk numbers. How much could your 1994 D penny be worth? Well, in 2018, a flawless 1994 D penny, graded MS67, sold at auction for a whopping $1.4 million. That's right, $1.4 million for a penny. Now, let me be clear. These kinds of sales are very rare, but they show us the potential of what some of these pennies are worth. It's important to understand that the value of a coin depends on its condition and the market demand. But for that lucky few who have a top-quality 1994 D penny, the payoff could be huge. Now that you know how valuable your 1994 D penny could be, you're probably wondering, how can I sell it? Well, there are a few ways to go about it. First, get your coin professionally graded. You'll want to take it to a reputable grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. They will evaluate the coin and assign it a grade, which will significantly affect its value on the market. Next, find a trusted dealer or auction house. Once your coin is graded, you can approach coin dealers or consider selling it through an auction house. Many online auction platforms also specialize in rare coins. If you have any doubts about the authenticity of your coin or how to sell it, get expert advice. A reputable coin dealer or numismatic expert can help you navigate the process and ensure you get the best deal possible. Before we wrap up, let's quickly go over a few common mistakes that could cost you money. Cleaning can damage the surface and lower its value. It's always better to leave it in its natural state. Only those in exceptional condition are worth serious money. If your coin shows signs of wear, it's unlikely to fetch much. Don't sell without grading. If you have a rare coin, make sure it's professionally graded before you sell it. It'll help you get the best price. Remember, rare coins can be very valuable, but it's all about condition, rarity, and proper grading. So, there you have it. If you have a 1994 D Lincoln 1-cent penny that's in mint condition, it could be worth a small fortune. But remember, these pennies are rare, so don't get discouraged if yours doesn't meet the criteria. Keep searching your change jar, your old coin collections, and who knows, you might just have a hidden treasure waiting for you. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on finding valuable coins, make sure to like and subscribe. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare coin. We'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, and good luck on your coin hunting journey. We've got an exciting topic that could make you a fortune if you have one of these rare coins laying around in your collection. Now, we're talking about a very special coin today, the 2003 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This seemingly ordinary penny has recently made waves in the coin world, and some versions have sold for over a staggering $1.3 million. Yeah, you heard me right, $1.3 million. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, it's just a penny. How can that be worth so much? But trust me, there's a very good reason why these pennies are worth that kind of money. Stick around, and I'll tell you everything you need to know about this coin and how you can spot one in your own collection. First, let's take a step back. You're probably familiar with the standard Lincoln cent, which has been minted since 1909. The coin features President Abraham Lincoln on the front, and since the 1950s, it has carried a mint mark to show which U.S. mint facility produced it. Mint marks are typically located right below the date on the coin. You'll see letters like D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no mint mark for Philadelphia, which is the most common. But in 2003, something very unusual happened. A small batch of 2003 pennies was struck without any mint mark at all. That's right. There are some pennies from 2003 that don't have the usual D or S or any mark at all. At first glance, they might just look like a regular penny, but these rare, no mint mark versions are worth a fortune. Now, you're probably wondering, why is this specific penny so valuable? The answer lies in the fact that these coins are a huge mistake, an error in the minting process. Usually, coins produced at the U.S. mint facilities have mint marks. So, when these coins were struck without them, it was a huge surprise. Some believe these were coins that slipped through the cracks, or they could have been part of a production error at the Philadelphia Mint, where they just forgot to add the mint mark. Now, keep in mind, not every 2003 penny is worth a fortune, only the ones without the mint mark. There are only a handful of these error coins in circulation, which makes them incredibly rare and highly desirable to collectors. So, how can you tell if your 2003 penny is one of these million-dollar mistakes? Let me walk you through the steps. First, check the date and look at the mint mark. If you see no mint mark, it should be located between the words E pluribus unum and liberty. Compare it to the standard 2003 penny that has a mint mark. It'll be obvious once you know what to look for. If you're not sure, use a magnifying glass to get a closer look, especially since these coins are often worn and can be hard to identify by eye alone. You want to look at the very tiny space just below the date. Now, why did this minting error occur, and why does it matter? In the world of coin collecting, rarity is the key to value. There are very few 2003 no-mint mark pennies, and that's what makes them so valuable. Collectors are willing to pay huge amounts for these error coins because of how rare they are. Coin collectors love the idea of having a piece of history, especially when it's linked to a mistake. And for those looking for a serious investment, these coins can be worth a lot more in the long run. Imagine stumbling upon this rare penny and selling it for over $1 million. That's the kind of excitement these rare coins can bring. But it's not just any 2003 penny, only the ones without the mint mark, so you need to know exactly what you're looking for. So what's this coin really worth? Well, prices can vary depending on the condition of the coin. A 2003 no mint mark penny in good condition might fetch a few $100s at first, but as the coin continues to gain attention in the market, some of these error pennies have sold for over $1 million in the past few years. In fact, in 2019, one of these pennies sold at auction for $1.3 million, setting a new record for the coin. And while it's not easy to find one of these, if you've got one, you could be holding onto a gold mine. Just imagine, a single penny that could change your financial future. So, if you have any old pennies from 2003 lying around in your change jar, it's worth taking a closer look. Okay, let's say you found a 2003 no-mint mark penny in your collection. What now? How do you sell it and make sure you get the best price possible? You can sell your rare coin through several outlets: reputable coin dealers, online auction sites like eBay, or even specialized coin shows. But be sure to get your coin properly authenticated first, as you want to ensure you're selling the real deal. Make sure to consult with an expert or get the coin graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. That way, you can establish the value of your penny based on its condition, and that will help you get top dollar when selling. Alright, coin collectors, now you know all about the 2003 no-mint mark Lincoln penny and how it could be worth millions. If you've got one, don't wait. Get it checked out and make sure you're getting the value it deserves. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow coin lovers. Who knows? You could be sitting on a gold mine. We're diving into a coin that could change your life. The 2006 D-Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Yes, you heard that right. This humble penny could be worth a whopping $1.6 million. And it's probably sitting right in your pocket or change jar. That's right, folks. This little guy right here, a 2006 D-Mint Mark penny, could be sitting quietly in your collection, your wallet, or even your couch cushions right now, waiting to make you a fortune. But before you start digging through your old jars of pennies, let's break down why this particular coin has skyrocketed in value, and how you can figure out if you have one worth a small fortune. First things first, let's talk about why this penny is worth so much. The 2006 D Lincoln penny, when struck with a certain unique error, became one of the most valuable coins in modern U.S. numismatics. But not just any 2006 D penny. It has to have an extremely rare error that makes it stand out among all the others. Take a look at this penny. If you notice any unusual features, like an unexpected doubling of the mint mark, a doubling of certain inscriptions, or a distorted design, then you're holding onto a coin with a potential error. The specific error that makes this penny worth $1.6 million is known as a double die variety. This happens when the die used to stamp the coins has been misaligned or doubled during the minting process. Now, how do you spot one of these error coins? Great question. Let me walk you through the key things to look for when checking your 2006 D penny. First, take a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect the mint mark, the D, on the front of the coin. A normal mint mark should be clear and crisp, but on this error coin, the D might appear doubled with a noticeable offset. Check the lettering and numbers, too. In some cases, the Liberty or In God We Trust inscriptions can show subtle doubling or distortion. So keep your eyes peeled. Look closely here. See how the D is shifted or looks like it's got a shadow. That's a sign of doubling, and that's what you're after. Don't confuse this with coins that just have worn mint marks. The doubling will be noticeable even to the naked eye. Once you've inspected the coin, it's time to find out if you have one of these valuable error pennies. If you think you have a 2006 D penny with a double die, your next step is to get it authenticated. To make sure you're sitting on a gold mine, take your penny to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. They'll examine the coin in detail and give it a grade based on its condition and rarity. Remember, condition is everything. Even if your penny has the error, it still needs to be in good shape to be worth that incredible $1.6 million price tag. Once authenticated, these rare pennies have sold at auction for more than $1.6 million, which is mind-blowing, considering how inexpensive these coins were when they first came out. Okay, so now you know what to look for. But how do you sell this coin if you find it? Well, here's where it gets really interesting. Once you've got your coin authenticated, you can sell it in a few different ways. The best option is usually to auction it through a trusted numismatic auction house like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. These houses specialize in rare and valuable coins, and they have buyers ready to bid on coins like yours. If you have a coin that's been verified and graded at the right level, you can expect to see some serious offers. In fact, this exact error coin has sold for over $1.6 million at auction. But keep in mind, the value also depends on the coin's grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable it is. Now, I know many of you are thinking, but I don't know much about coins. How do I even find out if I have one of these rare pennies? Don't worry. The good news is there are plenty of resources available to help you. You can start by researching coin values online, using websites like PCGS or NGC, and checking out coin collecting forums where experts gather to share their knowledge. You can also visit local coin shops, where experienced dealers can help you assess the value of your coins. And don't forget, if you've been holding on to old coins for years or even decades, there's a chance they could be worth more than you think. That's why it's always worth taking a closer look. And who knows? You might just have a hidden treasure in your collection. So, there you have it, the 2060 mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny could be worth a fortune if you find the right error. Keep an eye out for those double die varieties. Get your coins authenticated, and you might just be sitting on $1 million treasure. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tips on valuable coins you might be holding on to. Until next time, happy hunting!